So apparently, somebody set out to have me punished for stuff I found on my husband's desktop and computers and all that. I know I started finding my husband on a bunch of dating sites and websites and stuff like that, and really weird stuff started coming across our devices and stuff. Things like there was this app, and it was called Holla, and it was made to look like this Facebook style buy sell app. It had an otter for a logo. I go back to it later, and now it says it's a dating app. You know, I didn't see what was inside of it, but now I can see it. It says it's dating. Somebody started altering commentary software, chat software, all kinds of stuff, weird things like that. And I think my husband's kind of having me punished because when we first got married, he moved in with me, and when I got pregnant with our first daughter, I started to notice he was acting really strange, and he was getting more and more belligerent toward me, and he would say, kind of humiliating things to me, and get down on my face and be like, "She's everything you'll never be," and blah 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 and stuff like that. And then I'm watching him one day, and I'm about 6 months pregnant with our Otis kid. He writes down this note under the guise that he's writing down scores to some game he's playing. So the girl that he's sitting there playing the game with, he hands her the note. She reads it, rips it up, throws it in the trash. Then he takes her to the bathroom. I walk over and pick up the note out of the trash. What is the note? It's a love note to her. She is 13 and he is 22. And he's writing her a love note. Now, he might have been 21 getting ready to turn 22, but that is a small detail in the bigger picture. The point was, she was only 13. Years later, before I get to that, I'm crying because of the things he's doing. Nobody will believe me. I sit up one night, I'm asleep in the bed, and I'm pregnant with our daughter and stuff. I sit up, and it looks like him and this girl are sitting on the edge of my bed kissing. I sit up and say, what the hell's going on? She runs, literally runs. He lays down next to me and refuses to answer anything. Husband of the year. He lays down next to me and refuses to answer anything at all. Then when I start crying and everything, he starts trying to talk to my family members, saying I have mental issues and I need to be locked up somewhere. Nobody will believe me. Years later, I hit him with that note. He didn't know I had it. And that's part of the reason he was pulling that. Years later, I hit him with that note, and he's like, well, yeah, I wrote it, but, I was just strung out, and blah, blah, blah. And that's always his excuse. I was just strung out. So he was strung out on meth. He tells me...
Video me.
Too bad. And he finally admits that he wrote the note and all this stuff, and he gives me all these excuses. Then he lays his head in my lap and says, I loved her, and she used me for drugs. I said, you got used by a 13-year-old? Really? Things go on for years and years, just aggravations here and there, him leaving for 3 days to a week at a time, leaving me and my kids, no car, no money, no nothing, and I wouldn't even know where he was at. Sometimes people would come in carrying him, 2 people at a time would come in carrying him and just drop him on the floor. I've seen him dropped and him just roll over and puke everywhere and stuff. I've walked up on him kissing other women. I've walked up on all kinds of stuff, but around here, the woman's always the bad guy. Then I have one of my, real young family members staying with me. He was 38. She was 17. We're all sitting around a table playing a game one night. I'd had, a bunch of my family come over. We're all sitting around. We're playing a card game and everything. And one of our children looks up and says, Dad's gone. And so, shoot, where are they? Where do we find them? They're in the bathroom with the door shut. More people walking around, screaming their names. My 13-year-old daughter stood outside hollering, Dad, Dad, Dad. And he refuses to answer. She refuses to answer. Neither one of them will answer. So finally I tell everybody, I'm like, he's off. He's off. You know, I'm going to stand here and wait. And that's what I did. I just stood in the room outside the bathroom and just waited for him to come out. She comes out first, freezes in place, you know, when she sees me. And she takes off and runs to, you know, one of my children's rooms. My husband comes walking out, sits down at the kitchen table, refuses to answer any questions. I'm like, what are you doing in there? No answer. Oh, what are you doing in there? No answer. And he never has answered. Not really. I've got 3 different stories that are just half-assed, kind of like, oh, you know, I was straightening her hair, and I was like, her hair was not straight when she walked out of that room. Oh, I was brushing her hair. No, you weren't. You know, if my kids had walked up and said, Dad, will you brush my hair? He'd be like, get the fuck away from me. You know, and it was like, we were just talking. It was like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Why are you having such a big deal of it? So that's the kind of stuff I have to deal with. You know, somebody's harassing me, constantly trying to force me to move out of my own home, which is some bull. I shouldn't have to lose everything I have because he likes to get high and
Please
do stuff like that.
videoing.
You can get mad all you want to. It is what it is. You're just mad that it's getting told how you really are.
I don't want to be videoed.
But, you know, this is sort of the way I've been treated all along.
Keep the motherfucker off of me.
You know, in this guy.
I will break that motherfucker.
You know, me and him get into it. I won't get in the vehicle with him. Next thing I know, when I get home, some neighbors pick me up walking down the street. When I get home, he has the law sitting there waiting for me. He has the law sitting there waiting for me. He had called a wellness check on me. I'm like, you called a law on me? You know, this is the same guy. He called a wellness check on me out of concern for me. It's the same guy that not long before that I'd called him and been like, I blew a tire out and it was, you know, 11 something at night. And he tells me, I don't have time to fuck with you. Okay. You know, so I think it was kind of a setup deal where he was doing the same thing he did before, trying to make it look like I was mentally unbalanced. Yeah, I do. Why? Because I wouldn't get in the truck with him. Because I get in the truck with him, he'll drive all over the road and act like he's going to hit the ditch, act like he's going to wreck the vehicle and, you know, screaming and stuff like that. And I didn't want to get in with him.